ex-wife does something, she blames me for it because I'm not doing certain things. And it's always been that way. The ex-wife says something, she gets, I think it was 30, 35s for 25, 45s for 20.
Texas, Hollywood. Go! Yeah. Sit. Yeah.
All right, guys. Just got everybody notes off the board, but I'm too blind without my glasses to see the board from up there. Solid session. No talking before training. Got in here and got it done. The plan for today, I'll go back to last week. It was one hard set of 5 at 85%. And I did 7, something like that. Today, I knew that the training percent on the table was 75% on box squats. So 75% is kind of like, if you go between 70 and 75%, that's kind of your 5 sets of 5 territory. So that's roughly your 25 reps is about maximum of what you can expect to get between 70 and 75%, depending on your body type, you know, where your strength's at, what you're good at and what you're not good at. So I knew that 25 reps was pretty much the max that I could do. You know, the program calls for 6 sets of 3. And, you know, I've added in a 7th set in there to get me a little bit closer to that 25 rep range. So I know based on the percents that, you know, 3 times 6 is 18. 19, 20, 21, that gives me 21 reps. So that's kind of the goal, with an optional couple of heavier singles in there that throws everything off. I also threw everything off today. My first set was raw, nothing felt right raw, and pretty much my cutoff from when I go raw to adding briefs has been about 70%. Anything around 70% I can go raw or briefs. Anything more than that, to me, it's honestly not worth the possible risk, the wear and tear on my hips. There's a mouse in here. I don't have cats everywhere and a mouse in the gym. A mouse has been here forever too. So I cut my rest period down as well, down to about 60 seconds between sets to make it more of a dynamic effort day as well. And that's a great way for me, and it may be for you, it is for a lot of people that I work with, if I see they have a similar mental attitude as I do. A lot of people think that I'm a crazy guy, and I'm not. I'm really quiet, really shy, and when I go crazy, that's kind of the, you know, the parallel side of me that I come out, you know, I'll let come out, and it's a whole lot of fun, and then I've got to put it back in its shell for me to go home. But it takes a lot to get that out. There are some people that come in the gym and they just, you know, they're just mean and fireball and yelling and screaming. And there's some people that never ever get that way. They never find that intensity. So a great way for me, and a great way for a lot of people that I know to find that intensity, is to start cutting their rest periods down. Continue to work in that 65 to 75% range. It takes a little bit of work, and cut those rest periods down. So you continue, you know, your heart rate goes up and down, and you continue to build that fire. So usually by about set 3, your mind is on fire, you're starting to get crazy, you're really getting in your groove. So that by that point I had my briefs on, you know, I'm talking to myself in between sets, trying to get my feet right, trying to get my hips right. I had, out of the 7 sets, I think probably 3 felt weightless. I got the bar in the right spot on my back. The SS yoke bar should never be high on the trap, should never be sitting on the neck, ever. You should never have that much weight on your neck. It drives me insane when I see people with the SS yoke bar sitting on their neck. It's a great way to do some serious, honest to goodness, serious damage to your neck and your entire body. The bar still sets back on your traps. You are never rounded forward like this, even though you've got the bar like this. You should always be tucked back with the head up, just like a regular squat. Traps back and down, just like a regular squat. Don't expect to carry over to anything, and expect to get nice, sore, and injured if you're not doing that. So, knocked out those sets, decided, they felt so good. I was on a run. I just began adding plates and added another layer of briefs, added my 2-ply briefs on top of that. Took me a while, and never found a groove with them. It takes several sets to get those briefs into a great groove, especially if I'm putting them over the top of my single-ply briefs. You've got to get them up in the right place, otherwise they force your knees in. You may have noticed that big time. That's not a great thing for your knees or hips or your back. And then, of course, the smart thing to do was to add the canvas suit on top of that. Even just unracking it, it's pulling my hips in. And, you know, it just takes a couple of sets. If you're going to train in multiply briefs and full gear, you have to remember you can't just add a plate and put something on unless you really know exactly what you're doing with that gear. And I've been in and out of that gear for a while, and I know that I've got to have at least one bad set with every piece of equipment before I'm going to have a good set. And I didn't let myself have a bad set before I had a good set. I didn't have a good set, I just had a bad set at a layer. And that's okay, as long as I recognize that and I understand that, and I stopped. But I went up to 5 plates plus 140 in chains, took all the gear off, and then I went to the chain suspended good mornings. I actually found an old photo of me, I don't know how many years ago it was, but I didn't even have this bar. So it was like 9 years ago, and I did a chain suspended good morning with 241 pounds, plus heavy and average bands, and that photo fired me up. I saved it. So today I did not 241 but 242, which was 2 plates, same thing. And I had the Mondo bands and the heavy bands on here, and these bands are old, and the bar isn't as deep as it was in the photo, although this is an SS yoke bar, whereas the bar in the photo was a squat bar. But I did 2 sets of 3 reps in the photo that I found. So today I did 2 sets of 4 reps with this. Either way, I'm calling it a lifetime PR. It's something to beat. But it was a whole lot of glutes and upper hamstrings, a lot of intensity, and the fact that I had the ability to fight when it got hard and to explode all the way through the lift was the main thing. So it wasn't just that I was a builder. It wasn't just that my back survived. That's just like saying, you know, I passed the test and lived. I drove home and survived. You know, that's not the point. Did you learn anything on the way home? You know, did you become a better driver on the way home? You know, what did you assess and figure out? You know, what made you better? So my ability to drive all the way through when it got hard and not get out of the groove was big. So I had the patience to stay in the groove, to drive all the way through and get to the top, to use those glutes and hamstrings and not just my back and pitch forward, and to finish 1 rep and it feel like it's going to kill me, and to go back and do another one and another one and another one is really big. And then to repeat that for a second set is big as well. That's a whole lot of mental attitude as well. And you know, my understanding and my belief that I can do this and I'm going to do this. So after the good mornings, I went back for some glute ham raises. I also found a photo of me doing 7 reps with 2 light bands on the glute ham raise. So I warmed up. Glute ham raises felt like a joke. I used 1 band for a 4 rep warm up. Felt really good. Thought, you know, 8 reps might be hard, but it's doable. I don't think I even got 1 with 2 bands. I don't know what happened, but it just wasn't there. But I finished off with some isometric holds. Hopefully you see in the video. A lot of great stuff that fried my hamstrings in a very positive manner. So at that point, I'm losing my voice. At that point, I have to understand that cortisone's eating my voice. I spent an hour icing my back and wearing a soft belt before I trained. So it numbed my back and created some circulation in there as well. When I got to the gym, I spent 10 minutes actively icing my knee. So that was nice and numb and everything around it, and created circulation there. I did a bunch of distraction stuff for my knee. Did the same for my elbow. I iced my elbow for 2 5-minute sessions when I was here. I did not do the distraction. I'll do the distraction and the compression tonight at home. But I recognized that I had to do all of that to train pain-free today. And my back didn't hurt. My knee did not hurt. And my elbow did not hurt. So I got to that point and nothing was really hurting. So Do I do the push-ups on the SS yoke bar like I've been doing every week? Do I do the pull-ups like I've been doing every week? And do I do the super yoke like I did last week? So I opted not to do the push-ups, not to bother my elbow anymore. I shouldn't be sitting here with my elbow on this pad because the pressure is probably what's setting it off as well. I opted not to do the pull-ups because the pull-ups is still digging on the bicep and all through the forearm, which is triggering the elbow. It's not just, I mean, I don't have a tricep tendon back here. I don't know if you can see this, but I mean, I put my elbow through a window here years ago, and the piece of glass went all the way down to the bone and tore my tricep off. So I don't have a tricep tendon here, really. It's pretty numb. If there was pain, I wouldn't know it. That feels funny. There's a big scar back there. So the pain is down here, and I'm sure you can see that my elbows are swollen. They're always swollen and big and knotty. I can hit stuff with them, and it really, really hurts the other stuff that I hit. But I opted not to do that. I went out and did the yoke because I've got that online contest that I want to do in December. And there's a yoke in there. And I want my back and body to continue to get better, to be moving better. The yoke I did 160 kilograms, 350 pounds, and then I added 110, added 50 kilograms, so 460 in return. Both sets feel good. Hamstrings are absolutely fried, so I have no ability, to speed with it, but nothing hurt, and I'm able to move it. I need to have my Vince shoes on because my feet feel like they're slipping inside the shoe. But that felt really great. I did my side steps, and that definitely is a lot of abs, a lot of QL, and a lot of being able to understand how to move your body. So if you've never done those before, try it with some really light weight and just move. There's no wrong movements with that. It's just you moving and getting active and feeling decent with the yoke. I wanted to make sure and get that on video this week. I do that a lot, but I wanted to make sure and get it on video this week for a couple of clients to try to make them feel a little bit more confident with their super yoke training. So I'm getting out of here. Tomorrow is Atlas Stones, and that's a big reason why I wanted to save my elbow and my lats and my back. I know my hamstrings are going to be sore, so it's going to take a lot of recovering. So tonight it's going to be a lot more compression, ice, distraction, and turning. Compression, ice, compression, distraction, turning, rotation, whatever. Same thing with my elbow. Ice, compress, distract, and rotate. And I need to do the same thing with my hamstring as well. So I know that it's still going to be sore, but I want it to be able to move tomorrow without getting injured. That's the key to everything. So that's it, guys. Solid training session. There was something else I wanted to say, but I can't remember. So I'm going to pack everything in the car, and I'm going to get out of here. We'll see you guys tomorrow night for Atlas Stones. Have a good one.